हेलो, वेलकम बैक माय फ्रेंड। कैसे हो दोस्तों? सो टुडे टॉक अबाउट लर्निंग इन पब्लिक इक्वल हाई पेइंग जॉब। ओके, द बेस्ट वे द रियल ट्रूथ। तो इसका रियल ट्रूथ जानेंगे। ओके, सो दिस इज सेविंदर पुरी सर। ओके, सो चलो लेट्स डिस्कस अबाउट दिस टॉपिक। ओके, and now discuss about these topic. Okay,
Full of soft power, and you repeat this cycle week after week, month after month for 1 year straight. Am I good enough to write something which I see a lot of people doing wrong? Now, the question is, hello, girls and boys, how's it going?
hello
So,
sir.
for the next about 10 seconds, I want you to close your eyes and imagine a situation. Imagine that you've been working hard since the early morning. Now it's kind of mid afternoon and you want to take a break for a while. Now, you open up your email and you see a mail from one of the tech publications. They have seen your recent article that you published online and are thinking about doing a tech series of articles with you. You get excited about this and you want to go to LinkedIn now and see what is happening there. And there you see a chief architect at one of your dream companies has sent you a connection request. And here's what he says. He says, "Hey, I've been seeing your work that you're doing in public. I love what you say. I love certain opinion of yours. I have an open position in my team. Are you willing to talk?" Now you get super excited, right? And you open up Instagram and there's a message from a particularly famous keyboard brand. They've just launched a new keyboard and they want you to review it. In fact, they're asking for your address so that they can ship you this keyboard to your home. Now the question is, how do you get from where you are currently to this awesome situation in the next 1 year? If you're new here, my name is Savinder Puri and I've been in the software industry for the last 22-24 years. And across these times, I've had the opportunity to work in India, UK, Europe, South Africa, and the US. I'm currently Associate VP, DevSecOps, SRE, and AI at a leading service integrator. You can also connect me on LinkedIn to know more about my profile. So strap on your seatbelts and let's get started.
Sevinder
So
Puri.
there are two kinds of powers in this world, a hard power and a soft power. What do I mean by that? So for a country, hard power is going to war with another country, just like Russia has done with Ukraine. It's showing hard power. Soft power is the power of business, like China has done to a lot of countries, where they show the power of business and the power of lending money to other countries, and this then subtly exert power. For a business house like the Ambanis, hard power is acquisition of companies. So if you're a small time business or medium to large and you're threatening their space or you're becoming a competitor, they would go and then acquire you. Happens all the time in the tech world as well. Soft power is the big fat Ambani wedding. That's display of soft power, where they were able to get the richest, most famous people in the world, fly them all the way to Mumbai, India, and have them perform or participate at the wedding. In fact, I've made a video about how DevSecOps was used in the Ambani wedding. I will pin it in the comments. So that's soft power. For a movie star or for a celebrity, hard power is the ticket sales of a show, of a movie. That's hard power. Soft power is appearing for podcast interviews just before a release. Soft power is also the paparazzi that you see at the airport clicking their pictures. Soft power is also the Cannes red carpet, where it takes weeks and months for celebrities to prepare for their appearance. What is hard and soft power in the tech industry for you and me? For us, hard power is how we perform in a tech interview. how well we are able to answer the questions. Soft power is the technology content that we put out for a long period of time on Twitter, X, blogs, articles, conference appearances, stuff like that. That's how we exert our soft power. Now, the goal of soft power is to subtly create an influence out there so that the right people and the right opportunities get attracted towards you. Now, this is obviously at a physical level where you're doing some things, you're creating content, you're writing stuff, you're appearing at conferences, all of that. This is also at a metaphysical level, at a spiritual level, where you're sending out the right vibrations for a long period of time, and then you attract the right things into your life. Let's dig a little deeper into this. Before I go ahead, let me talk to you about the soft power that I have been able to create in my life. Because I always talk about checking the fruit on the tree. Which means, if you're thinking of taking advice or, listening to somebody, always check their credibility in the field that they're going to talk about. So I'm going to give you a simple test, right? After watching this video, what you can do is open up a web browser, go into the incognito mode and type my name, Savinder Puri, and see what you get. See what you get on the first page of Google. See what you get on the second page, on the third page. You will also see a corollary and a progression happening here as you trace my profile. I'll tell you what I mean. So it'll start with, if you're seeing, you will see international conferences, YouTube channel, right? If you go a little back, you would see local conferences. You would see articles appearing. If you go a little further back, you will see self-written blogs. You will see publications at a smaller scale. So you would see the gradual change that has happened. And my journey is a 7, 8, 9-year journey of all of this, which you can backtrack on Google. I invite you to do that so that you understand the credibility with which I'm creating this video and suggesting to you some ideas that you can use to develop this soft power of learning in public. Now, as you start thinking about this area, there are two kinds of mindset, a creator mindset and a learner mindset. Now, at about 20 plus years in the industry, I approach most of the things from a creator mindset. And what it means is that I can showcase my expertise, I have an opinion about things, I want to share my experiences of doing stuff. That typically happens when you have a bunch of experience, when you can talk about things. But what do you do if you're in college or if you've just started out your career? You don't have that kind of experience. Then you approach it with a learner's mindset. A learner's mindset is, these are the things that I'm learning today. These are the problems that I've faced, and this is how I have solved those problems. Here is a step-by-step guide on doing things. Here are a list of resources which were very helpful for me. These are all coming from a learner mindset. So before you start on your journey, you have to figure this out. So how do I get started with all of this? So first you have to decide what phase of life you are at. Are you a creator or are you a learner? Once you've decided that, then you take slightly different paths to both of these. Let's start with the learner. So what you do is, Monday morning, you put out a LinkedIn post. You say, hey guys, over the next 6 weeks, I'm going to be learning Python. Come along on this journey with me. That's a 2-line simple post. Then Monday to Thursday, you learn Python. You take a course, you watch some YouTube videos, you read about stuff, you go to some blogs, whatever you want to do, right? And then on Thursday evening, what you do is you collate everything that you have written and then put all your source code in GitHub. All the Python scripts that you have created, anything that you have coded goes on GitHub. Then you write an article on Hashnode saying, guys, in this week I learned about these 3 things. These are the steps that I did. These are the problems that I encountered. This is how I solved those problems. And these are the resources that I used. That's the blog on Hashnode. Then, so this is your learn and document, Monday to Thursday. Then on Friday, you log on to LinkedIn again and you say, guys, here are the 3 things that I learned. Here are the issues that I encountered, issue 1, 2, and 3. For details of this, refer to my Hashnode article. Give a link. For the source code, refer to my GitHub profile. Give a link. That's your Friday entry. Then on Monday, you start again. In this week, I'll be learning these 3 things. And you repeat this cycle week after week, month after month for 1 year straight. That's how, at the end of 1 year, you create a repository with a LinkedIn profile looking like a lot of articles, a lot of stuff that you have done. And then your GitHub profile will also be looking very green because it has a lot of commit. And on Hashnode, you have a bunch of article backed by another one. So what happens is you do this for 6 to 8 weeks for Python, then move to Docker, then move to serverless, move to Kubernetes. You get the idea. What if you're a creator? What if you have an experience mindset? What if you have like 8-10 years of experience? What do you do then? Either you do the same thing if you're learning something new. If not, you just take this and put your experience on top of it. And say, guys, these next 2 weeks, I'm going to be talking about continuous delivery. And here are the 3 things that organizations need to watch in continuous delivery. Here is one case study from my past life. Pick up from your previous job, abstract out all the details, the company name, the problem statements, all of that, and then put that content out there. If you need examples of how people are doing this, look at any top creator in your field. Look at what I put in on LinkedIn. You can look at, just Google top LinkedIn creators in DevOps, cloud, software engineering, whatever, and you'll get the people. Watch how they are putting their contents. Obviously, you don't share any proprietary information. You don't share any client names. You don't share any organization names. None of that stuff. You're sensible enough to do that. But you'll get the idea of how we are putting content out there. Now, I want to talk about something very, very important which will happen as you just start on this journey. So you will get some questions in your mind. Am I good enough to write about this kind of stuff? Who will read what I'm writing? I'm just wasting my time here. This is bullshit. This will not work for me. You can think of any of these things. This is a very, very common problem, and it's called the imposter syndrome, where when we get started on a journey like this, we think we are an imposter. Who am I to do all of this stuff? Who am I to teach anything to anybody? I barely know anything. Happens to the best of us, happens to all of us. The way that I think about this, that whatever I'm writing, whatever blog I'm putting about, whatever conference talk I'm giving, whatever video I'm making, even if there is one person out there in the whole wide world who will read this, who will watch this video, who will read this article, and it'll have a positive impact on him or her, my job is done. I'm not looking for 1,000 likes. I'm not looking for 1,000,000 followers. They will automatically come. I'm looking to make a positive impact on that one person who is exactly looking for this video this week. That's who I'm after. That's my thought process when I approach all of this. Hope this helps you. 3 mistakes to avoid in this journey. Number 1, stay away from Gyan posts. What do I mean by Gyan posts? These are knowledge constipation posts. These are posts where you're putting just knowledge that you have picked up from here and there. We have Wikipedia for that already. You do not need to create anything else. The only thing that you can add is, here I read this, here is the impact that it made on me, here is how this affected me. That is when it adds value. Otherwise, you're just replicating what is already there out there and has been repeated a million times. Unless you add your perspective, your learning, your spin on that, please stay away from Gyan posts. Number two, showcase your struggles, your difficulties, and how you overcame them. Now, when you're starting with, you would obviously not like to discuss personal things, and that's perfectly fine, to each their own. But what I mean by struggles is your technical struggles, your difficulties. Hey, I was setting up Jenkins server on this EC2 machine. Here are the 3 errors that I encountered. This is how I started debugging them. This was my thought process when I was debugging them. This is the command that I ran. This is the output. This is the second thing I tried. This is the third thing I tried. And this is how it finally worked. That is the kind of information that is very, very helpful to somebody else who's reading that. How to set up Jenkins is already told a million times. It doesn't bloody work. That's why people are looking for information. They're looking for your little technical struggles and how you overcame them. Third, engage with meaningful comments. Now, this is something which I see a lot of people doing wrong. Here's what I mean by that. So let's say you read an article by somebody, read a post by somebody, and then what you say is, great post, with a thumbs up. It's great, I understand your feelings, but what value does it add, right? So a better way to do this is, a great post, here is the one thing that I liked about this post. Say you went to a conference, it was a great conference, and you write a post about it. What you would say is, you at the conference posing, which is fine. You with 3 other people who did their talk there, pictures, that's also fine. But then you say, hey, I attended this conference over the weekend. Great conference. It started with this guy giving the keynote. Then that lady came, she spoke about this beautifully. Then this guy came. Then this guy came. You're basically replicating the whole agenda. No point. People already know the agenda or they can look it up. What you need to say is, I attended this conference, had a great fun. These are the 3 things I liked about this conference. This is the one thing that I'm going to pick up and change Monday morning. That's what adds value to people's lives. And by all means, add the pictures. That's perfectly okay. But what is your takeaway? Because other 1,000 articles on that conference will be exactly the same. How do you stand out? By sharing your experience, what you liked, what you will change. That will be unique for everybody. Hope this video made sense and you got the practical steps on how to increase your soft power, how to stand out from everybody, how to learn in public, and how to attract the right opportunities for you. Let me know in the comments what you liked best about this video, and like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one. Now the goal of soft.
Thank you for watching this video and इस वीडियो के कुछ टॉपिक हैं जैसे कि पब्लिक लर्निंग के लिए सबसे पहले तो गिटअप अकाउंट होना चाहिए और उस पर तुम्हें डेली कोड मतलब जो भी लर्निंग कर रहे हो उस लर्निंग को आपको गिटअप पे अपने डालना चाहिए। ओके, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल। एंड सेकंड पॉइंट है कि लिंक्डइन पे पोस्ट करो, ठीक है, उस पर पोस्ट करो कि आज मतलब इस पे वर्क किया है एंड दीज प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग। सो मत एक पोस्ट एंड ओके। सो थैंक यू फॉर watching this video and like and subscribe this channel. थैंक यू गाइस, मिलते हैं नेक्स्ट वीडियो में नई इन्फॉर्मेशन के साथ। ओके, सो